She's here. No, the gum is authentic. So we are going live here at LTCC's. Well, you describe it. Here's your microphone.
Hello world. My name is Brad Deeds. I'm one of the deans here at Lake Tahoe Community College. This is a really exciting day. It's great to be here with our faculty chair of teaching and learning, Scott Lucas, and thanks for broadcasting. This is my first time coming and checking out the property. It's pretty exciting. It's dorm life. You got a couple of bunk beds, very clean, new carpet. You have that new apartment smell. You even have a little storage in the garages and everything like that. But it's a great day. It's a new day in Lake Tahoe Community College where we'll have some safe, secure housing reserved specifically for students. And one of the biggest challenges I see for students is, just in a really competitive rental market, is not only finding a place, but then also a lot of times the lease terms don't work for students. They come in, our classes start, we're on the academic quarter system, so students will come in and they'll say, hey, my classes start on September 16th, and they'll have challenges. They'll say, well, you can come in and start your lease July 1st through June 30th. That doesn't always work for a student in their schedule. Another thing is now you'll be able to just be responsible for your own lease. Whereas before, if you go and you rent a big house and you say, hey, I got a couple of friends, you A, have to find other people to fill the house for you, and B, sometimes an individual will end up getting put on the lease while others aren't. So you never want to have one person who's stuck with the security deposit and all the paperwork and things like that. So this will really provide a clean, easy, safe, secure environment. So it's great. It's a 7-minute drive to campus. It's about a 25-minute ride on the bus to get to campus, and if you end up walking it and want to get your steps, it'll be 47 minutes. So piece of cake, it'll be great. I'm really excited, and thanks Scott and to everybody who set today up in the open house, and most especially to everybody over in our student services who actually made this happen. So great, and welcome.
Well, thanks, Brad.
LTCC is open for business.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming out. So good luck. He has to get back to campus. A lot to handle there, even though we have an exciting thing going on here. 3681 Aspen. If you want to come by today, till what time?
I think we're open for a couple more hours.
A couple more hours, yeah.
So come on by.
Yeah. So.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Okay. Thanks, Brad. Scott. All right, cool. So you heard it there from Brad Deeds, our fabulous Dean of Instruction. And I think what we'll do today is, as special guests come by, we will get their perspective. And of course, some people maybe won't want to be on camera, but if you're watching at home, and I hope some of you, I'm seeing maybe Scott McCoubry there, okay, from our advanced team. So we're getting some traffic. And in any case, as Brad was saying, one of the exciting things about this property, all the things he mentioned. So it's accessible, it's really close to campus with our bus passes. And by the way, let me show you, we're doing a training coming up. I don't have one of these. In fact, I found out today I have a student ID. I didn't know I had this. So I have officially my student ID. And what's going to happen then is any student, of course, who has this, you see it has the Coyote logo on it, LTCC. They have this bus pass sticker, and this is actually last year's, so this will be updated 2019, 2020. So this means they have then free bus rides all over town, really amazing. And it's, again, one of many aspects of rolling out LTCC Promise next year. We are doing so much with Promise, and I really feel like this, as one component of many in terms of the life of a student outside a classroom, in terms of their work, in terms of their housing, this is really a great opportunity to give students more with their education. And if you know a little bit about Promise, you're not just getting a free bus pass, you're getting your tuition paid for up to 3 years. You're getting excellent classes with excellent faculty. We're adopting many open educational resource textbooks, which means for many of your classes, and we note this in our class schedule, your books will actually be free. So when you start to do what's called the real cost of college, and there's been a big initiative in California related to looking at not just how much a college costs in terms of tuition. What is the cost of housing? What is the cost of transportation? How much does it cost to buy your books and so forth? So one of the cool things about it is that you're not just getting the free bus pass with this, but you're getting really reasonable housing, again, here at 3681 Aspen Avenue, just off Ski Run. So I think one of the things we are transforming here at LTCC is just our approach to understanding the lives of our students. We're realizing that students do need to have affordable housing. Students need to have free transportation. Students need to have low cost or free textbooks in their classes. Students need to have a lot of the things provided to them that really 20 or so years ago when I started at the college, we didn't think about. We just assumed any student who showed up in our class on day one, I was in the past teaching anthropology and sociology, we assumed that those students could afford textbooks and had a good place to live and could afford not just housing but their food costs and so forth. Well, so this initiative statewide where more and more community colleges are looking at how social justice is connected to education takes into account all these important issues. So this is, I think, the first step of many steps, getting us to a place where students will really not have to think about the affordability of college and all the extra stuff that goes with it, which is really necessary. Being able to eat, being able to go to the grocery store, being able to afford transportation, your textbooks, childcare, and all these life issues. So just many opportunities, I think, to think about today. So I was excited to see that as I got my student ID today. As I said, I didn't know I had one, but I was excited to see that the bus pass, the free bus pass sticker is on there, and that's one great thing we're offering to our students. So, yeah. Hey. And we're getting some. We're in the back here. We're getting our awesome. No, we're doing a live cast. So do you want to pop in and say hello? So you can just say hi. Yeah.
Hello. It's exciting. An exciting day for us here, and I'm so glad that I'm
a part of
this day. Yeah, it's going to be great.
And please check out, they did an amazing job on our drone footage from our graduation. We just showed it last night at our board meeting, and we were blown away. In fact, I won't say who it was, but one person was in tears. They were just so touched at the student profiles. You showed there was a veteran in the audience. You showed this cute girl, and she was there with her mom. And so, great job just on the media. And so, yeah, really excellent.
Very easy with LTCC,
yeah.
Feeling like a family.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah.
And I think you were, did you shoot some drone footage today? Is that true?
I did,
yeah,
yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
so, yeah.
excellent. So we'll look forward to that. Yay.
On our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Great.
All right.
Okay, thanks for stopping by. It's our special guest. We're going to be doing more special guests. Do we still have Scott McCoubrey with us? Maybe some others out there. So, yeah, just really to, just to get back to this issue of the affordability of education, it's really something that's on our radar now. Michelle Riz and I are Vice President of Instruction. We recently did an event through what Russie organizes. It's called Admin 101 down in Irvine. And we did a presentation. It was about 6 hours, actually, and we talked about a lot of issues related to what's called guided pathways and our meta majors. But we spent a significant amount of time focusing on this stuff, the real life stuff. So we talked about housing. We talked about food insecurity. You might be aware there's a bill right now in the state of California, 2 bills actually. I think they're currently in committee. The last time I checked, maybe in June or July. But in any case, one of these bills was to expand the financial aid program in the community colleges to take into account these additional costs that we're talking about today. Cost of housing, cost of food, cost of transportation, cost of textbooks. We're no longer assuming that if you can handle as a student your tuition costs, you're good to go. We don't make that assumption, right? And then the second bill that's quite interesting is one that relates directly to what we're doing today. I forget the bill number, I think it's an assembly bill, but it basically would provide for community colleges to stay open 24 hours a day for the requirement that students then would be allowed to sleep in their cars. And of course we hear that and we think, well, if that's the only place you have, that's good for those students, but it's really not acceptable. We're talking about this, and in a little bit we're gonna go around and take the live cast inside, because so far you've just seen the entrance here. But we really wanna put that point out there. Let's get that on our radar that it is not acceptable, right, if students are living out of their cars. And I saw a profile on media back some time ago of a student at Humboldt State who was living out of his car and talking about his experience and taking classes. So we see like this seems simple to a lot of us. Please come in, guests, come on in. Welcome. We're doing live cast here. Do you have anything to say? Excitement about student housing here at LTCC? We're live, so.
We're excited that we're finally moving forward, especially in Tahoe, so we can bring more people.
Amanda?
Absolutely. This is fantastic.
Okay.
We've been doing this forever.
A lot of excitement. You hear it from the sources here. So please go on in. We've got units 2 and 3 open. Take a look. So exciting day for all of us. We hope to see 100 people coming through here today. But what I was getting at is that if you think about the idea that a student somehow could be living in a car.
Is free. The one next door is 2. We have it all open, so you can call me.
Sorry, I was just checking my camera. If you think about it, if a student is living in their car, how can that possibly be considered a good experience? How is that student going to be successful in his or her classes? So that's why this is making sense for us. And as you're going to see the lay of the land here, it's a 30-bed unit. I think it's spread over 5 units. I believe it goes 1 through 5. You're going to see 2 and 3 today. The RA is also living in one of these units. And so it's 3 beds. It's really well laid out. I was really impressed. I took a first spin around with Rusty Egan, our VP of Administrative Services and Business. And a lot of the bathrooms are brand new. The space, the storage space is really ample. So what we're trying to get at here is to say that if we take care of this side of things, if we give affordable, safe, and convenient housing, as Brad Deeds said earlier, really close to campus with a bus, under a half an hour commute time, that's really reasonable. Facility, as you're going to see inside, is great. We've got the kitchen, modern bathrooms, really nice appliances, even a dishwasher, as you're going to get a look at here. We're building anticipation. Maybe we'll get a little Jonathan King. Dr. King, would you like to, we're live here. You want to give your perspective on housing? I was just talking about social justice and how if students have affordable, safe housing, they can be successful students at the college. So any thoughts on that today?
You made a great point. I just want to say I'm camera shy, but I'm really happy to be here. This is a very historical event for our college. We've been waiting to have a housing facility for our students. And so this sends out a really great message to everybody, not only here in Lake Tahoe, but all throughout California, around the world. Whoever you are, we have a place for you to come and stay. Most colleges don't, most community colleges don't. So we're like in the top 10%. We are now a 24/7 college because now we are meeting the needs of students who need a place to stay. I've worked at many colleges across the United States. It's rare for a community college to have a housing facility. So let me say something about this housing facility. It's wonderful. Everything has been totally renovated. Everything is new. We'll have 30 students here as a start. But in the next 2 to 3 years, we might have other housing facilities go along with this. So just want to say we're happy. We welcome you to come and take a look at our housing facility and at the college itself. And I think student services and all of the other divisions who have anything to do with this are doing a great job. So thanks a lot for the invitation.
All right, Dr. King, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your perspective. He's saying it, right? I mean, it's about access to education. If we don't have housing for our students, and if you know Lake Tahoe, some of you might be watching from around the world. I'm not sure, who's watching, but if you know Lake Tahoe, you know that this is an expensive place. We have all kinds of jokes about, playground of the rich and so forth. Well, that's fine, and certainly our economy benefits from the infusion of all sorts of folks who come into town, the second homeowners, the tourists. But for our students, when you start to talk about some of these issues again from a social justice perspective, many of our students cannot afford things that, say, our typical tourists or second homeowners can't afford. So that's why, as Dr. King was getting at, we have to think about these kinds of issues, providing safe housing, affordable housing to our students, and then that allows them to be successful in class. And so as a community college, I think one of my, Sue Kloss, Dr. Sue Kloss, who teaches biology, said it best at a all-faculty day sometime last year. And she said that in the past, society used to provide certain social welfare things to our students or to citizens in general. Over time, that started to erode. And so more and more, educational institutions like Lake Tahoe Community College are required to do some of that work of society. And I think she said it best. She realizes, like many of us do, that we can't live in the past. 20 years ago, where we said, that student showed up to my cultural anthro class at 8 a.m. on a Monday. They're good to go as long as I prepare them academically. If they struggle a little bit, I get them some tutoring help, etc. Meet with their counselor. It's beyond that today. So we've moved from sort of this myopic view of the student existing in this little world, which is, let's say, the classroom and maybe the college, going to counseling, going to student services, the bookstore. Now we've sort of, moved that out into a bigger circle. This circle could represent Lake Tahoe, the South Shore, right? So then we start to talk about, to get that student successfully to campus, we've got to make sure that they can get to campus. They have to have affordable, safe housing. They have to have some of this stuff provided to them, because that's really where students are at. So I think I've done my like social justice speech a little bit. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go on a road here. I don't really have my road set up. By the way, I'm using my Pivo, so I am doing live casting. If you are involved in teaching as a part-time faculty, full-time faculty, be on the lookout for this, because I'm just piloting my Pivo. It's still working here. You can't see it, but it is basically a unit that hooks up to my cell phone and allows me. Rusty, do you want to be on camera? Do you want to say a few words live? You can. Rusty Egan, our Vice President of, what's the official title? Business and Administrative Services?
Just Administrative
Just
Services.
Administrative Services. So
Yes.
we are live, so if you want to, and I see, by the way, Scott McCubry is watching, it looks like, so.
So we're really excited about the housing, because this is a way that we're able to help our students, and the students who come by are so very excited about what they get to see. Many of the places are completely redone. The owner of the actual facilities was somebody who was a former student, and so when he was going to school, you know, he understood what he had to go through for housing. So when this opportunity came up, he's really put a lot of extra work and attention into these units to make it as student friendly as possible, and to make sure that it is will work for this many students. And so I'm really happy. He's a really, really nice guy.
That's
and
great.
really is here for the students.
That's great. Well, excellent. And thanks for all your hard work. Their office has been just slammed, you know, putting together stuff, using drills. I mean, we've been just drawing on so many people on campus to make it this team effort to get the complex going and running. And you can certainly see it as we go inside later. You're going to see it is really looking sharp and ready to move in. So
Yes,
yeah.
it really is. And we couldn't have done this without Mary Ellen and Heather. They've
yeah.
just been amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. And if anybody has nice furniture, not the stuff you want to throw away, it'd be great to donate anything for some of the students. We have a couple people who donated a dining room set or a couch that they no
I
longer
actually have a
want.
love seat right now. I'm
And
trying to
so-
get rid of. So
Awesome.
okay.
Because what we've been doing is we put it in the garage, and then when the students come home, we open up the garage, they go and they pick a piece of furniture and they haul it into their
Perfect.
space.
Okay. I think I've got a home for that love seat.
Oh,
And it's in
awesome.
great shape. So
Great.
it's a lazy boy. So yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Great.
thank
Thanks,
you.
Rusty, for stopping in on our guest chat here. So we'll continue to have our guests coming in as we. Rusty, how late are we? 2 to 6. So we're open till 6. So please come by if you get a chance. Thanks again, Rusty. So you just see like it's a real team effort getting this rolling. With most things at the college, you know, you like today you see sort of the end product, but to get to this point, you literally had people, as she said, Heather Cade was assembling things and Mary Ellen Sanchez working on all the logistics. I mean, it just takes so much to get to this point. And I think you could probably appreciate that if you've been involved in any of these projects. So let's see, let's try to spin around here a little bit, and I'm going to try to stay clear of, I'm trying to see who else is on here today. Let's see, it looks like we can peek maybe at the laundry facilities. We actually have 2 and 3 open today. I apologize for not having my mobile unit, but this will have to do. This is going to be an exciting shot. It is the laundry. So you can see a little bit here. It looks like utility room and laundry. So you can see that here. And, you know, this is kind of your setup, right? Obviously, if you are, you know, a student, you want to be able to do your laundry, and so you have it there. I was actually telling Rusty earlier, by the way, that I've lived in quite a few places. I live down the hill now in Nevada, in Minden, Nevada, but I've lived in so many places in the South Shore. I'm not going to say where, but this is really nice. Like, I would have been, as a new faculty member coming here in '98, I would have been like impressed. I almost missed a step there. That would have been a good blooper for a live blooper reel. But I would have loved having a place this nice in terms of just being a new faculty member. It's something we encounter, by the way, and you're just looking at the storage space here. So you can see the garage here will be overflow, right? So with storage, there's ample storage inside, by the way. So I think you'll be impressed when you see some of that. And but we hear this from faculty and staff. I've been on some hiring committees recently, and we hear candidates coming in and saying, how am I going to afford to live here, right? And these are often people with advanced degrees, people who have obviously some resources. They're typically, just fixing my button here a little bit, they're typically coming from another place and they want to live in Lake Tahoe, and they understand that it is a competitive job market. But part of that competition, is just thinking about also where are faculty and staff going to live, administrators, when they get a position here, if they're fortunate to land a job here. And it's something we're talking about. Maybe we'll discuss that a little bit later in terms of efforts beyond this property here at 3681 Aspen. And again, this is just off of Ski Run Boulevard, so if you know where the college is, and we can peer out a little bit, it looks like so far we have, be curious to see the chat stuff here. I don't want to lose my Wi-Fi signal. The Wi-Fi is really good, by the way, and we see here some people checking out, yes? Checking out, have very nice balconies, but you just see where we're located, right? So we're just off Ski Run Boulevard, just right here, take a left, and then you're at the college in no time. So the location is really great for us. I love the work they've done on the exterior, really modernized this, so you can see the nice stain job there on the fence. Nothing looks run down by any means. When we go inside, you're going to see this too. I'm sort of building anticipation, so maybe you'll stick around for a while. I won't be here till 6 with the live cast, but again, I think it's great to have this ample storage space for our students. As Rusty said, we're getting into donating furniture, so if you're interested in donating anything, we can, if it's in good shape, as she said, bring it here, and then that can be for our students' use. I think it'd be really great if we could get some of that going to help our students out. So maybe let's go inside here. Unit 3. I'm not ready to go mobile here, so we're going to just, let's see, here's a bathroom. Yeah, I guess it's, I don't know if you really want to see the toilet, but important stuff, right? I mean, good bathroom is always important, right? To have all your toiletries. And we'll move into maybe some of the more exciting spaces. How about the kitchen? So we see behind us actually Mary Ellen Sanchez, who's been really vital in getting this rolling. Also Helen Shen, who teaches mathematics for us, and one of her friends. And so you're actually in the kitchen space. And as you can see here, modern appliances. These are new appliances. And check out the stove, right? Nice appliances. Over here, got the sink. And actually, how many of you have that's a pretty nice one of these sprayers, right? That is not shabby. Not at all. We're going to do a 20-minute Andy Warhol experiment. Remember that film Manhattan that Warhol did years ago? Was it 2 hours of just a shot of, no, it was called Empire, the Empire State Building. We're going to do a 2-hour shot of the sink going. Maybe that's not going to be interesting. That's more guests coming in. Maybe we'll get some more impromptu. A lot of people are camera shy, but it's always good to get some impromptu takes on stuff. Just a lot of activity, as you can see. This is a living room area, so we're just seeing all the people checking out the facilities. The carpet's really nice. We've got, now the fireplace, if you're wondering, we obviously fire is always a danger. You have a fireplace, it's not the safest thing. So a local artist actually created the art piece that goes on the fireplace there. So that's kind of a nice touch. I'm looking at our chat room. If anyone has any questions, I'm still new to doing the live cast here, but if you have any questions, we could try to field questions. We could do on-site interviews of anyone you want to talk to. Really nice, though. I think it's a good spacious setup here. You see the living room. We got our spread. Hey, this is going to, some of you at home right now, you're sitting, or maybe you're at the college, at the office. When you get off at 4 o'clock today, you're feeling a little bit hungry. And you're thinking, am I going to cook for myself tonight? Am I going to pop something in the microwave? Am I going to go out to eat? Well, don't tell anyone, but I'm just saying, you get off at 4, you got this spread here, and I'm thinking, you got everything covered here. If you eat meat, we've got our meat and cheese plate here. We've got all our vegetable, our spread here, the cheeses, the fruits. Looks like some nice artichoke spinach dip. and we got some cookies and stuff. So I'm just saying, if you really want to maybe skip dinner tonight, 4 o'clock, you get off work at the college, come down here and you can get a tour of our new wonderful facility here at 3681 Aspen, and you could take advantage of this spread. So I'm just saying, free dinner until 6 o'clock tonight. So any of you, we have some guests here. Do you guys want to be part of our live cast, talk about the housing, introduce yourselves, etc.? Let's see.
So my name is Will.
Do you want to? Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah. So my name is Will. I'm a student at LTCC.
Oh, my turn. My name is Juan. I am a former student at LTCC. I'm now a Davis student. Yes.
And by the way, Juan, you've done some great videos for us, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. A couple of them. You'll recognize me. You'll
Yeah.
see them around.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tim. I'm a student at LTCC. I just want to say that these houses and this housing looks amazing. So if you guys want to come check it out, make yourself, give it a chance to come check it out. It's a great place. The housing is very updated. It's new. It's clean. It smells great. It looks great.
It does,
So,
yeah.
Worst case scenario, get some free food.
Yeah.
So come check it out.
It's comfy.
Can I bother you? Can you hold that up and tell us what we're seeing? This is kind of a bit of history here too, in the making.
Basically, the school is starting these meta majors. So these are just kind of like categories for majors. So this is mine, and it's for basically the STEM field. And then, you want to talk about yours?
Yeah.
Oh, you got one too? You all have one. Oh, great. Yay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's hold them all up.
So mine is for it's for health and public safety. I'm a criminal justice major, so I pretty much want to go out, give information to students about the program itself and the major. If they have any questions about it, we're student ambassadors as well, so we're always on campus and we make our presence known. So if you guys have any questions about the meta major shirts or want specifics about it, come find us and we'll be more than willing to help you guys out.
Oh, and then I've got, society, culture, education. So,
Anthropology, Soc. Woo.
boom. However, I'm a history and
History, poli-sci, woo.
political science major, double major. Yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. They are rock stars, and they just do such great work as ambassadors at the college. Current and former students just really doing great stuff. So we appreciate your participation today. So, all right. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yay. All right. Get some food. Okay. We need some more guest spots. Who else is floating around here? We can eventually, maybe we'll take a tour upstairs. Again, I need my mobile rig, but our students just, and this is another side of it. I was talking about this earlier, we talk about the lives of our students, and we forget very often that many of our students are not just taking classes. They're involved in student government. They're involved in clubs. They're involved as ambassadors, dedicating their time, often volunteer time, giving these kinds of tours here at our housing today, sometimes on campus. So let's go upstairs since they're having a conversation.
Are you doing athletics or?
We're going to do the Doom Cam here. If you're into first-person shooter games, right, it's not exactly the same experience. But what the heck? Getting a little tour here. I think everyone's downstairs, right? That's where the food is. But you can see really spacious setup, and I think this is one of the newer bathrooms. You can see all the fixtures. Hold on here. I promise next time to have my mobile set up. I can't really see what I'm looking at. Let's do this. You can just get a sense, though. I mean, it's a lot of brand new stuff here. You can see the towel racks, the sink. Really nice. Just it's really well done. Even the doorknobs, the hardware, and everything. Everything to me looks new, redone. This is kind of cool. Check this out. So, really love this. Rusty Egan was talking about this at a board meeting last night. And, it's the old issue of what happens when someone loses a key. And, in the old days when I had a dorm back in the late Pleistocene, I won't say when that was, but we had keys, right? And so we had to talk to our RA if we were locked out of a room. Well, look at this. Just like our hotels, you have a keypad system. So presumably this room will house 2 students. So then you just simply put your number in, and then you get in your room. So it's no problem if you no key to lose, basically. So here's the layout of the room. The closets are really good. Some of the rooms, there was one I saw, I have to show you that one. It has a giant closet, but pretty good sized closet. I mean, you think 2 students are each getting half a space, unless they're, you know, shirt freaks or kind of like I am, unfortunately. Chris is always saying I just too many shirts and, you know, take up a lot of closet space. But if you're not a shirt freak, if you, you know, this is, I think, pretty ample. And in addition to all this space, you're going to see there's space under the bed. And then there's also, of course, that space in the garage for different kind of storage. I'm assuming like bikes and stuff like that. So we have 2 beds set up here. And they're very functional but nice, right? So it's a pretty good feel on the mattress. You know, it's definitely a nice mattress. Bring your own bedding, looks like a twin size. And then you have this here. I think much of this was probably being assembled, as Rusty was talking about earlier. I think the plan is, these aren't quite finished. We still have availability, so that's the other side of this. If you know someone who will qualify as a full-time student at LTCC, then please get in touch and we can put them in touch with our housing coordinator, which we're hiring very shortly. I was on that committee and man, we got some hot candidates, potentially